What is going on, everybody? Well, let me make sure. We don't have, yeah, we do. Scooby Dooby Dooby Doo. Alright, there we go. What's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome you guys back to Red's World. So today we're getting into another episode of random stuff. I haven't played this game in a while, actually. It's called JudgeSim. If you guys have ever seen this game played, it's a really fun game where basically you play as a judge and you gotta decide people's fates and so on and so forth. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into that in just a second. There we go. Alright. Everyone can hear everything, right? Everyone can hear everything, right? Dude, this beat is crazy. Yep. Check all our settings. Yep. 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 We play in full screen, not bordered. I ain't letting nobody across the border. Okay, there we go. Alright. How's my family doing? Everything good? Everything good? I don't remember where we left off, I'm gonna be honest. Let me see. Oh, I got $1,300. That's good. No. I'm gonna end the day. I think $1,300 is good. Arrest. If you arrest bars more than 50, I don't know what that means. Okay. So, hello, sir. Hello, court. This is my first case in a while, so if you guys would be patient with me, allow me to go over everything, at a decent pace without, giving me too much, crap. It's, again, first case in a while, so I gotta refresh myself, but I obviously know what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and check out what we got on my desk today. That's the digital evidence. Okay. Shamir Haddad. Someone need to go outside? Listen, if you're gonna have a cough tantrum, that is what it is. I'm not saying that you can't cough in my courtroom, but step outside. That's very rude and disruptive, sir. If that was a woman, that was a very manly cough. Charges human trafficking. Okay, that's the first case. Okay. The incident occurred after midnight during a routine check along the Treyok borderline. Well, weirdly enough, I just made a rhyme about borders. The patrol team signaled for a suspicious minibus to stop. Although the vehicle managed to escape for a while, it was eventually captured after pursuit. Details. During the inspection of the vehicle, it was observed that multiple migrants of undetermined nationality were being transported in cramped conditions. Therefore, an investigation was immediately launched against Shamir Haddad for human smuggling. Okay. I know how dangerous this job was, but I had been unemployed for a long time, and the burden of not being able to support my family never left my shoulders in this economic crisis. I reached a point where I would do anything for money. I have 11 siblings. Have some mercy. So are you admitting that you did it? Mr. Samir? Are you acknowledging that you did it? Digital evidence. There is digital evidence? Well, it didn't show it to me. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, here we go. Digital evidence, camera records. Okay, so he was seen in the vehicle. I can't really tell that face, but... we're not gonna do my personal shopping right now. Speaking records, here we go. Nothing? Okay, so just a photo, okay. Okay, well, what say you? To the accused, Samir Haddad, in your statement you say that you did this to support your family. Does your family know that you did this? No, Your Honor, my family never knew that I was involved in this. They only knew that I was in a difficult situation. Why didn't you look for a legal job? I tried, applied for various jobs, but I wasn't accepted in most places due to my lack of experience. I found short-term jobs, but I couldn't keep those either. I empathize, but that doesn't mean you could traffic humans. So you, in your statement, you seem like you're acknowledging you committed this crime. Is that true? So how did you find this job? A friend told me that this kind of work was going around the border. When I looked into it, I got in touch with a few people. Who is a few people, sir? You got any names for me? That's it? Okay. Well, let's see here. Smuggling, drug trafficking, human trafficking. By definition, give me 1 second, court. Matter. Okay. All criminals with a negative mental must be sent to treatment without penalty. Okay. Criminal record should be... Okay. So does he have a record? Do we know? No criminal record. Okay. His mental health is good. Alright. Well, bud, it seems like... Let me look here. There were no drugs. Okay, so 8 years. Alright, Samir, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I empathize with trying to support your family, but unfortunately, we cannot allow crimes. Wait. No, there was no fee. So, you know, hopefully you learned your lesson, man, and you don't do it again. I'm sorry about that, man. Hopefully you can, you know, get out on some good behavior. If the sum of... Okay, good. How you doing, family? Ain't there something I could do here? Alright, my mental health is good. We're doing good, man. We're doing good. In the dark of the night, your sleep is interrupted by the... Oh, boy. Hello? I'm an masked man. Call the police. That's not good. That is not good. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We got George Voss, and I assume the plaintiff, Novacell. Alright, the evidence. No, let's read the case file. Okay. Details. Approximately 3 months ago, George Voss purchased a newly released N15 Pro model mobile phone from a Novacell store near his house. Okay. He stated that he charged the phone only with the adapter and cable that came in the original box and did not use any other brand of equipment. I'm not sure that matters. I guess it would just depend on their policy and what you agree to, but I don't really care if he used another cable. On the day of the incident, while George was using his phone plugged into the charger, the battery's device exploded violently with fragments hitting his hand and face, causing physical injuries. After the explosion, burn marks appeared on his face, and material damage occurred in his home. Okay. Details. George, who applied to the Novacell authorized service, was turned away on the grounds of user error and was even dismissed without any inspection. Looking bad for you, Novacell. Having the phone hung up on him as a result, he filed a compensation lawsuit worth $250,000. I think he deserves more if that's the case. In this case, the company Novacell is represented by Elian Marks. Okay. His statement. This is George Voss's statement. I had owned the phone for less than 3 months. I always charged it with the device with its original adapter, strictly following instructions. That day, while the phone was plugged in, I'm not gonna lie, this part, the original adapter and stuff, makes me feel like he's probably lying. But I don't really care about that part. That day while the phone was plugged in, it exploded in my hands. Flames suddenly hit my face. I didn't even understand what was happening. Furniture in the home was damaged and became unusable. When I called the authorized service, they did nothing except defend their own product. They said, our phones don't explode. You must have used it incorrectly, and didn't even take me serious. Yeah, that's bad. I'm not going to lie, that's bad. If we have recordings of that, I would like that. I suffered severe physical and psychological damage. They must be held accountable. Novacell. Okay, so this is their, attorney. Novacell is a brand with international quality certifications. Our product undergo hundreds of stress tests. The plaintiff claims are unfounded. Such explosions usually occur when the users use third-party chargers or damage the battery. We believe this incident is a smear campaign. Okay. So, just to get this straight, whether we find, this is JudgeSim, just to get this straight, whether or not this civil case goes in favor of Mr. George Voss or not, I want it to be duly noted that Novacell is stating here, and this is what you're stating, correct me if I'm wrong, if you use a charger that doesn't come with the phone, your phone can explode. Just to get that out there. So it's not a smear campaign. Okay. Evidence is the phone conversation between George Voss and the... Okay, here we go. So this is the phone call. I like this. Novacell support line, this is Karen. How may I assist you? Your phone exploded in my hand. My face is covered in burns. I can't use my hand. Who are you? How are you calling those? Maybe you had another phone. That's irrelevant, I guess. We're sorry, but this is caused by user error. Please use the manual for battery safety next time. Well, Karen, maybe you should have sent this call up to someone higher, someone in the legal department. Immediately deflecting is not good. I think that obviously you don't want to acknowledge any fault, as legally that would be wise. But instead of saying, this is your fault, do this next time, say, oh, that's not good. Well, let me get you someone who can help you with that. I'm not, of the status to talk about that, or something along those lines. Like, I don't think you should really be talking about this, ma'am. I've only used the charger you provided. What am I supposed to do now? Our devices do not explode for no reason. I won't be able to help you. Good. Okay. So he told the truth. I will sue you. Okay. Do we have any digital evidence? No digital evidence. Okay. Was there any other forms of evidence? No. Wait, what is this? So we got the burnt battery belonging... Okay. Alright. To George Voss. Novacell says you are at fault. What do you say to that? This is an attempt to evade responsibility. They neither conducted an inspection nor provided me with a technical report. Without even listening to the incident, they blamed me and closed the case. That is true. That's 100% true. Now, if Novacell would like to civilly sue Karen, which they probably can't, because as an employee of the company, you can't just, like, turn around and be like, oh, well, it's her fault. She is a representative of you, but you did not even conduct an investigation, which is very bad. Let's see what they have to say. In the plaintiff's statement, it is claimed that you did not take him seriously. Is this true? Absolutely not, Your Honor. We are a company that prioritize... Absolutely not is pretty much a tell. Like, you're usually in the wrong if you have to say absolutely not. We are a company that prioritizes customer satisfaction. However, we believe the incident resulted from usage contrary to the device's normal operation. Therefore, well... Believing it and investigating it are two different things, Mr. Marks. There are many people who try to exploit companies in this way. They should not be taken seriously. That's it? Okay, well, I tell you what. It was decided that George would be found in the right. Yep, I'm thinking decision 1 is the best. It was decided that was justified and would receive only a refund. Nah, he's getting the money. I'm sorry, Novacell. Maybe conduct an investigation next time. You can't make a claim that you weren't at fault for the battery exploding without having any reasoning to that. Well, our people have tested several times and it's never happened. Okay, all you had to do was see if he was using the original charger. If your policy is using a third-party charger is prohibited and voids the policy, then just see if he had the right charger. That's all you had to do. Okay. Alright. Buddy looks like he's cooked already, I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. That's not looking good for him. He's already in the jumpsuit, he looks defeated. Why is this so big? Hold on. Adjusting my screens real quick. Okay. John Martino. Criminal record, yes, and positive mental health. Okay, charges, assassination. It was noticed by Jared Alderson and Marcus Byrne, who shared the same cell, were lying motionless. Upon examination by the medical team, it was determined that both inmates had been strangled to death using the same method. Is this assassination? I'm not sure. This just seems like murder. It was determined that all security cameras malfunctioned at the exact same time as the incident. This sounds a lot like something else, I'm not gonna lie. A red rose was found on each of the two inmates, the third party. So we do have like a calling card. The third inmate in the cell, John Martino, was the only person alive at the time of the incident, and therefore legal proceedings have been initiated against him. Well, if he's the only one in the cell, then that's pretty rough. But the cameras malfunctioned, so let's see what he has to say and see what evidence they have. Statements. Brad Cold. I stayed in the same ward with them for 3 days. There's no argument, tension, or hostility between us. They were generally the type who lived in their own world, aside from talking in their sleep at night. There was nothing disturbing about them. I went to sleep, so the only statements we got was one person, and that was an ex-cellmate. I went to sleep early that night as well. At one point, I thought I heard some noises, but I assumed they were having another episode of sleep talking. In this prison, someone dying or fight breaking out at night is considered normal, so I didn't think of getting up to check. I'm here for fraud. I've never killed anyone in my life. Okay, that was unnecessary. Okay, what kind of evidences do we have here? Two roses. The rope found on the bodies confirmed to be a murder weapon. We're gonna need some fingerprints or something. Can we get some fingerprints? Okay. Digital evidence? No digital evidence. This is the thing. The camera's going out. Can you guys give me, like, is there an electronic thing that tells me if the gates had been open? Because if we could place him in there with them, that's pretty bad, right? But there's still a potential doubt if someone else entered the cell or not. You didn't fingerprint the murder weapon. You didn't see if he had blood on him or anything like that, any wounds for resisting, etc., etc. I don't know that I have enough evidence here. What's his criminal record? Alright, let me talk to him. There were 3 of you in a cell, 2 were killed using the same method. You are the only survivor. How do you explain this? Your Honor, inmates in this prison are frequently killed by unknown persons. That's strange. There are even rumors that guards get involved in these acts. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. There is a very heavy cartel presence in this game. And the roses are also weird. Where did he get roses? Did you hear the cell door open that night? The prison is noisy enough at night. That's why it's very hard for me to hear the door opening. See, he could have just lied and said yes. I don't think we have enough evidence to charge him. I'm gonna be completely honest. Offer a bribe. Oh, okay, I got you. I can't find him guilty, man. I don't have enough evidence. I know that they were in the same cell together, but again, we didn't test the murder weapon. We didn't get any sort of forensics evidence, and there's no sort of log of whether the gates had been opened, the cameras went out. The cameras gone out enough is suspicious enough for me to say something else happened. So, he's not guilty. As a result of your decisions, you made $1,000. Nice. There we go, there we go. Alright, let's keep going, let's keep going. I don't show him my PIN number, man. Come on. Okay. Back. I don't know what we're doing here. Like, oh, okay, I gotta withdraw money. Nah, I'm good. I'll keep that money in there. Money in your balance has not been... If you continue, you may not be able to stop by the ATM next week. Nah, I guess I'll withdraw it. Why wouldn't I be able to stop by the ATM? That's weird. Hey, what's up? Your daughter wants a smartphone from you as a birthday gift? Yeah, sure, why not? Just don't charge it with a third-party charger or else it's gonna explode, apparently. Alright, week 6, let's go. Okay, what we got here? Jonah J. Eastwood, Thomas Burden, and Isabella Sierra. Now, there might be some references in here I don't pick up on. I'm not super hip to, like, you know, actors and pop culture and stuff like that, so it's possible that I might miss something in that regard. Okay, let's see. The landlord Jonah J. Eastwood's request for eviction and debt collection against this tenant due to long-term non-payment of rent. Okay. Legal action has been initiated by the landlord Jonah J. Eastwood against the tenant Isabella Sierra for failing to pay rent for nearly 4 months. Okay. The landlord Eastwood states that the tenant violated the lease agreement, that the delays became persistent, and that the warnings were ignored. The landlord is demanding that the tenant vacate the property and also pay for accumulated debts along with late fees. Okay, so this should be pretty simple. I'm assuming he has some evidence of this. My tenant hasn't paid a single penny for 3 months. I warned them repeatedly. Well, you said 4 months, so that's already a contradiction. Which is it? I warned them repeatedly, and every time they stalled with next week, hey, I've been there. On top of that, they consistently bring in larger groups of guests and turn the building upside down. I brought the downstairs neighbor as a witness. He's been the most sensitive person about noise for years. I fully agree with what Mr. Eastwood has said. Well, to be fair, that witness could be getting a discount on rent or anything like that. And him being sensitive about noise, I don't care about that if she's not doing anything criminal. You can make a noise complaint, I suppose. Isabella Sierra, I informed my landlord that I could not pay rent for some time. Okay, that's not good. My workplace closed and I suddenly became unemployed. This is not a choice. I told him that I would pay off my debt as soon as my unemployment benefits are processed. But he is trying to evict me. Additionally, the claim that you are making noise is completely false. My downstairs neighbor is a deaf war veteran. He repeats that Eastwood, what he says, like a parrot. Okay. So they had an agreement. Well, let's see. I want to talk to Thomas. Mr. Eastwood, is Thomas Burden, who you have called as your witness? Yes, Your Honor. I don't understand what this has to do with the case. You're the one who... What do you mean, what it has to do with the case? He's your witness. What are you talking about? Is it true that your upstairs neighbors made enough noise to disturb you? What? Yeah, he's deaf, so that's a lie. Where are you heading? Oh, yes. Forward. Move. Forward. March, march. Yeah, bro is cooked. Okay. Mr. Burden, can you hear me? I completely agree with what Mr. Eastwood said. Miss Sierra, why would your landlord be trying to evict you? Because once he has evicted me, he can raise the rent. Since he currently has a contract with me, he can't increase rent. When I lost my job, he wanted to take advantage of that situation. To be fair, if you're not paying your rent, but that's the thing is like she's whoa, I'm not ready. Hold up. She's not paying the rent. What is the law? Because, I mean, whether or not she can pay him back for the unemployed portion when her unemployment is processed, that's a whole nother thing. It's been 3 to 4 months. Now, dude coming in with the false witness is a little shady. You didn't need that guy. See, that's the thing that makes it hard. He's trying to lie to my face, and for that, I almost feel like I should punish him for that. But at the same time, when it comes to the rent part of it, I think that he has the option, because it doesn't specify, it just says this is the agreement, but it doesn't say, like, I can't read the actual thing. So let's see what the options are here. It was decided that tenant Isabella Sierra must vacate and pay the remaining rent debt. What do we mean by remaining? Just the rest of the rest of the lease, or like what was owed already? Could stay in the house until her contract expired and her rent would be deferred. The way this is worded makes me uncomfortable, because I don't think she should have to pay the remainder of the contract. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go with her because dude lied to me. It's literally that simple. I feel like he should have been able to evict her, but at the same time, don't lie to me. Don't come into my courtroom playing with me. Alright. Bill passed. Immigrants who commit crime will now be deported. Oh, God. Okay. Participated in street racing violation of traffic safety and rules. So he is national status. What does that mean? Does having national status mean he's foreign? Criminal record. Okay, violation of traffic and safety rules on Saturday. Traffic police patrolling Redmont Road outside the city heard engine noises much louder than usual, and upon arriving at the area observed multiple vehicles engaging in illegal street racing. Vehicles that are failed to comply with the police order to stop sped away, prompting a pursuit. During the chase, the driver of a dark gray sports car lost control while taking a turn and crashed into the roadside, causing damage to the vehicle. The driver of the vehicle was Clifton Witt. Was detained after a health check. Okay. I had no intention of participating in a race that night. I went outside to test my car. While driving, I saw several vehicles speed past me. I realized they were racing, but I had no connection to them. When I saw the police lights, I sped up out of fear. That may have been a mistake, but it doesn't mean I'm a racer. Buddy, you were speeding. What are you talking about? Wait. Oh, okay. I forgot how to do this one. Okay. There we go. All right. His speed measurement of 224 kilometers per hour. Hold on. What is 224 kilometers per hour in miles per hour? 139? Good Lord, bud. That's, yeah, you're going away, man. For a while. My God. I don't even really care what you have to say. Okay, hold on, let's see. Crimes against the state. No. Would it be traffic? Participating in street racing. Violation of... Okay, so that's the thing too, is violation of traffic and safety rules, and he fled police, so I'm gonna need a pen and a piece of paper. Alright, so immediately we have violation, fine, time, and then aggravated. So 2 years. And then a 7500 fine. This is for violation. So that would be 22,000. Okay. And then participating in street racing. Okay, so that would be a $5,000 fine with no time, but aggravated is 2 years and 15,000. And then I need to see if evading police is a thing. Is this an organized crime? We can't prove that he was part of the racing, but that doesn't matter. He still committed crime. I don't see anything about running from the police, though. How is that not a crime? No. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So they must be charged with aggravated if they have a past record. And his nationality status is yes. So it would be aggravated because he has a criminal record. Okay, let's see what he has to say for himself. Police records show that your vehicle reached a speed of 224 kilometers. Can reaching such a speed be explained by simply saying, I sped up out of fear? Your Honor, at the moment, I was in complete panic. I felt like if I was stopping, I would get into even more trouble. Buddy. Have you ever participated in street racing in the past? Yes, Your Honor, but this time it was just a misunderstanding. I left those things behind. Is it a coincidence that your vehicle's license plate was removed? I left my vehicle at the service center for wrapping. Buddy. Okay. I need to see... without citizenship. Need to be deported without penalty. I don't know. Hold on. In JudgeSim, does national status mean that they have to be deported? Having national status, often referring to a non-citizen national, does not automatically mean you will be deported, but it does mean your residency is subject to immigration. So he... Hold on. Good Lord. Okay. Yeah, I think he just has to be deported. I think he just has to be deported. Yeah, definitely. Mackenzie Shirilla speeds. Okay, yeah. He gets deported. Let me make sure I read that right. Citizen must be deported without penalty, does not. Okay, yeah, so you're just getting deported, buddy. Which might work out in your favor, because I was gonna give you the book. I didn't even need to waste all that time. If I would have just read that a little better, then I would have been good. Okay. But I like to do a thorough job, you know what I'm saying? Wanted to make sure he was guilty. Who is this? Okay. Let's take a look. No nationality, so that's good. No criminal record. Okay. Julian Hale. Charges extortion. In an incident that occurred last week in the late afternoon on Raleigh Street, the victim, Marissa Clayton, panicked after her phone was snatched from her hand while walking home. She sought refuge in a nearby cafe and called the police from there. The cops reviewed the cameras from nearby businesses and identified the suspect, Julian Hale. Hale was caught at the entrance of an apartment in Riverbend area and taken to the station for questioning. Okay. Marissa Clayton. When I got off work, it was getting very dark. I use Raleigh Street every day. It's a busy street and I feel safe there. That day I had headphones on, so it took me a few seconds to realize what was happening. Suddenly someone bumped into my shoulder and at the same time yanked my phone out of my hand, then ran away. I was shocked. I thought about chasing them, but I was scared. Valid. I didn't want to hurt anyone. Recently, my life completely fell apart. I lost my job and my landlord was at my door over the rent. My head was buzzing. As I was walking down the street, there was a woman in front of me holding her phone in her hand. It was an impulse. The only thing I was thinking of at that moment is if I sell this, I can get through. So you admit it. Okay. So bro stole her phone. Okay, so that's theft. I mean, what say you, bro? Did you know the victim previously? No, Your Honor, I saw her for the first time that day. What I did was completely unplanned. Were you aware of the consequences of your actions? Wait, she said she uses it every day. He may have actually planned that. Of course I knew, but at that moment I was under too much pressure to think clearly. That doesn't justify what I did. Whatever punishment you give, I deserve. You know what? I think he's being honest. I don't know how we're getting extortion. I don't think he should get extortion. Didn't seem like he had a weapon or anything either. Alright, buddy. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's do a year. And let's do... ...6 months of community service. Oh, okay, never mind. Looks like you're going for 2 years. I tried. I was gonna be lenient with him. Just because he was so honest about it, and honestly he stole the phone, like 2 years is kind of crazy, but you know what? I don't make the rules. What, wife? Your wife wants a car. A weekly payment of $1,000 would be a total of 15 weeks payments. Once accepted, the first installment is paid right away. Your sanity will drop severely. $1,000 a week? I don't think I can afford that. It would be $1,500 a week. Whatever. Get the car, man. Good lord. Alright, hold on. I gotta see what I could do. I gotta see what I could do, man. Well, there's $200. You know what? It is what it is. Sometimes in life... Whoa. Calm down, man. Sometimes in life, you know, you gotta take risks. Let's go. Okay, that helps. I'm gonna do it one more time. One more. I don't want to say too much right now, chat. There's a good reason. Alright, whatever. It is what it is. We gotta go. We got a job to do, man. We better start getting paid, man. Bomb attack on Parliament? After the attack, law of execution was accepted. Those who are on trial for terrorism and other severe crimes will be executed. Okay. Hopefully, no one gets that. Possibility of arrest. How much can I offer in a bribe? I don't even have enough money for that, man. My wife just put me in a horrible predicament. Charges terrorism, okay. Taking part in organized crime activities. In the last week's parliamentary attack, it was determined that all 5 attackers who detonated themselves at the scene were members of the Caceria cartel. In the extensive operations carried out after the attack, 18 cartel members have been captured. Okay. Some of the captured members turned informant and identified Armando Bloom. They turned into informants after bombing stuff? Good God. Okay. Armando was taken into custody. Okay, I'm gonna need evidence though. Alright, here's his statement. If we were sitting here today, the only reason is the state's corrupt system. We had weapons in our hands, they had power in theirs. Yes, I gave the order for that attack. Okay, no use in reading the rest of that. What say you, man? Are you regretful? The only thing that I regret is I'm not gonna lie, I respect that you're standing on business, buddy. Being in this position doesn't make you safe. They will surely test you too. Buddy, I ain't scared. I got a wife at home that just cost me an extra $1,000 a week. You think I'm scared of your bomb threats? That would be a blessing, okay? You hear me? A blessing. Yeah, I'm not worried about someone coming and taking me out. Yeah, so he literally did. Okay. Okay, so here's the issue. Because criminals without citizenship... Wait. I messed up on that last guy. No, I didn't. Because if they're citizens, they wouldn't have a passport. As far as, like, in the game, I assume that means that, so... Okay, so if they do not have citizenship... Those convicted of high treason should be executed. But does that conflate with Matter 4? Because Matter 4 says if they don't have citizenship, they should be deported. I think I just have to deport him, man. It is what it is. That sucks. They threw a curveball at me for sure. Alright, let's go take another gander, man. Hopefully I can make some money today. What is this? Man, this is... Okay, let's do 5 there. 50 there. You know what? Let's do that. Alright, go. Okay, I got a little something. I lost in the end. I feel like I'm in more control with this one. Alright, let's do this. Come on, give me a good card. Give me a good card. There we go. That's good. That's perfect. Yes, sir. I have to do this, chat. If I don't do this, then I'm literally not going to be able to afford my family. There's no chance that they bust. I don't have a choice. Okay. Well, I'm broke now. That didn't help at all. If anything, it hurt. Wife's gonna be mad when I can't afford the car payment, man. Okay, the plaintiff Isaac North claims that while riding his motorcycle, he was forced into the barriers due to sudden veering of the defendant Helen Price's vehicle into his lane, losing control and causing a serious accident. Isaac North states that he remained in a coma for 12 days as a result of the accident. Isaac North is seeking $500,000 in compensation due to the physical injuries and psychological trauma caused by the accident. Okay, for one, we're going to have to prove that it was her fault. And two, also, by the way, chat, the reason I was kind of being quiet is because usually when I go into casinos on games, I end up getting banned on TikTok. But luckily, seems like I got away with it. 12 days? I don't feel like that's $500,000. I don't know about your injuries, though. I was driving at a normal speed and I wanted to overtake the car in front of me at a safe distance. Okay. Just as I got next to it, the car suddenly swerved to the side. I got stuck between the barrier and the car. The engine lost control, and I remember flipping over. The rest is completely black. Then I woke up. 12 days had passed. Well, what are the odds that you're remembering this correctly? Just asking. What frustrates me is the woman didn't even stop to look after knocking me down. Knocking you down? Okay, he was on a motorcycle, okay. That day I found out my father was taken into intensive care. He was undergoing tuberculosis treatment and my bad. And his condition had worsened. My mind was only focused on getting to the hospital. I was in my lane. I didn't feel any impact. If I had noticed that it was an accident, if I had noticed that it was an accident, I would have helped without a second thought. The fact that the motorcyclist lost balance after entering my lane is not my negligence. Do we have any evidence, man? Dude, this is a tough picture. Oh my god. Because, hold on, let me read what he said one more time. I was driving at my normal speed, wanted to overtake the car in front of me at a safe distance, but he's behind her. As I got next to it, the car suddenly swerved to the side. I got stuck between the barrier and the car. The engine lost control, and I remember flipping over. She claims that she was in her lane, but in this picture here, it appears that she is turning a little bit. Now, if he tried to overtake from this side as opposed to another side, so we need more evidence. I'm gonna have to ask some questions. Mr. North, do you admit that you entered the party's lane during the overtaking maneuver? Your Honor, I honked before overtaking. It was almost impossible for him not to see me. Him? Is that not a female? That's a female, bro. It was almost impossible for them not to see me yet. He gradually veered to the left. Moreover, while I was fighting for my life at the moment of the incident, the other party did not stop at all. To be fair, if somebody cuts you off and you wreck and they don't, that's on you, bro. You have brakes for a reason. Miss Price, it is highly unlikely that you did not notice the motorcyclist falling at the moment of the incident. Did you really not hear anything at all? Your Honor, at that moment I was solely thinking about my father's health condition. The car windows were closed, and I was acting under a sense of urgency and didn't hear anything. Well, could that also have impacted your other senses? Oh my god, this is rough, dude. Because his story doesn't really make much sense either. Is cutting someone off illegal? Is cutting someone off on the highway illegal? While there is no specific law called cutting someone off, the maneuver is illegal under border traffic statutes. If your actions force another driver to brake suddenly or take evasive action, you can be ticketed for unsafe lane changes, failure to yield right away, or reckless driving. It does seem that she... Okay, let's see what my options are. 500,000 is crazy. Because here's the thing, if she committed an infraction... Okay, well here, let's even do this. What is the legal punishment for cutting someone off? The traffic infraction is $150 plus court costs, a misdemeanor with fines, and 2 points added on the driver license. That's what I'm saying, like 500,000? That's more of a civil case thing than a criminal, so if we're talking about civil case... If he wasn't asking for so much, I wouldn't have any issues. But then again, hospital bills are expensive, and to be honest with you, I don't know that... Let me think about this for a second. Because he could have still just jammed on his brakes. He lost balance in response to her swerving. Was in a coma. You know what? Paid him, man. I'm sorry. That one is not... that's a catch-22, man. My goodness. Okay, we're good. How you doing, family? We're just gonna be homeless in a couple days, don't worry. Okay. What we got going on here, man? Involuntary manslaughter. Okay. Karel Mojave urgently took his 2-year-old baby to the hospital at night due to severe discomfort. An X-ray examination revealed a foreign object in the baby's stomach. The baby's doctor, Elion Vornet? Okay, so the guy I'm looking at, we'll call him Mr. Vornet, stated that the object had to be removed urgently through surgery. Okay. Just to be clear, he does... If he is found guilty, he has to be deported. Alrighty. Details. Dr. Vornet, the surgeon responsible for the operation, informed the family that the surgery had gone smoothly and that the baby's condition was good. However, after the baby was discharged from the baby's condition deteriorated severely and passed away the following day while being rushed to the hospital. Okay. R.I.P. The autopsy revealed that the gauze was left inside of the baby's stomach. Oh, God. Okay, I don't really need to hear too much about that. What say you, man? I had fought with my family that day. My mind was still here. Dog, it doesn't matter. You can't do surgeries if you can't keep your head on it. Okay, so you accept the punishment. Well, listen, man, I can't punish you. You have to be deported, so... good luck back home. I made some onions. Okay. Dude, I have -$9. We are beyond cooked. You know what? I can get a credit loan. Let me get $1,000. God. Okay, withdraw. What? No, you're not getting applied. No, I'm sorry. We can't afford it. I don't care. Good lord, is this the Joker? Noah Strand, armed robbery. The incident occurred in the evening hours at a pharmacy called Harborline Pharmacy. Eliza Wren, who works at the pharmacy, saw a person wearing a hood and partially masked face under it as she was preparing to close the register. The individual pointed their gun at Eliza and demanded the money from the cash register. Eliza, for her safety, handed over the money. Shortly after the suspect fled, his identity was determined to be Noah Strand, and he was apprehended at the same night at the home of his sister, Maria Strand. Statements. Eliza Wren. I was about to close the register, the doorbell rang, but since it was close to closing time, I thought it's probably someone who needed medicine urgently. As soon as I entered, I noticed a strange-looking person. He was breathing fast and constantly looking around. He quickly put a gun out and said, "Why are you so serious?" He said I gave him all the money I had. He ran away, and I immediately called the police. What I was carrying as a weapon was an old rusty blank gun. It doesn't count as a real firearm. It was a moment of desperation, but as you know, desperation is like gravity. All it takes is losing your footing once, and the rest follows. Buddy, I don't need your philosophical statements. Like, just... okay. In recent months, I underwent a serious surgery. Since I had no insurance, most of the expenses turned into debt, caregiver fees, medication. I completely empathize. I'm on a super big credit loan right now because my wife wants to buy stuff every week. Everything piled up. Noah hadn't been sleeping properly for weeks. He constantly blamed himself for being himself because of the expenses. We had no one to help that night. When someone showed up at the door, I could tell from his face something was going on. Okay. Well, let's see what kind of evidences we have. What? What? Ah, gotcha. Boink, 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 boink. Is that not? Oh, I gotta do all of them, don't I? Oh, that's not good. Good lord, all it is to get the evidence, dog? What are we doing here? Wait. Bam, 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 bam. My god. Is that not right? Is that not right? Okay, there we go. Good God. We need some better evidence cases. Holy moly. Okay, the blank firing gun found in Noah Strand's coat at the time of the arrest. Medication. There's one digital evidence. Okay, digital. It doesn't matter if the gun's real or not, I don't believe. Let me take a look at the law real quick. Armed robbery, that would be theft. No. Crimes of physical assault, no. Crimes against the state, no. Financial? No. Physical assault. What is this under? You know what, I'm gonna just go through this way. Manslaughter. Armed robbery, there we go. So it wasn't there, I'm just an idiot. So he wants me to look at it as if it's theft. Because he quote-unquote didn't have a weapon, but that's, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. What's the reason for targeting the pharmacy, Mr. Noah? I don't know, the woman working there always comes across as repulsive to me. Good God, alright. Why did you commit the robbery wearing this outfit? Accused didn't speak and watched their surroundings for a while. This is my daily outfit. Did you apply to social services to get help? Shall we go for a hamburger after you leave? Excuse me? What you trying to say, bro? What you trying to say, bro? Hey, thanks for the follow, Dylan. I appreciate you. So, okay, I'm thinking we gotta do armed robbery, 6 years in jail. He does not have a criminal... Nope, I gotta deport him. Wait. Hold on. Am I tripping, man? Hold on. I need to know, dude. I don't know if national status means... I have to Google it, chat. Give me a few seconds. National status, here we go. Yes means they are a citizen. Wow, I've been really doing horrible then. Okay, well, I mean, they're getting deported, I guess. Boy, oh boy, alright. 6 years, buddy. Sorry about that, man. Oh, my lord. I have been selling. Nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know. It's okay. Why are they asking me to resign, man? I didn't do nothing wrong. I've been the greatest judge that anyone could ever ask for. Imagine you get deported as a citizen. I mean, if it wasn't for the deportation, bro would have got executed. So, okay, alright. Clean slate, let's forget any of that ever happened. Alright, Michael Dorset signed a publishing agreement with Polymull Publishing House for the printing and distribution of his book titled Seslisligan. Okay, we're just gonna call that S.A. That's probably not good. We're just gonna call that his book, which he released 2 months ago. The contract clearly states that if the book does not reach at least 20,000 sales within a month, Dorset will pay $175,000 in expenses to the publishing house. And the sales... So he got put on a 360, though. Okay. And the sales analyst conducted, it sold 20,214 copies. However, among these sales, 340 bulk purchases were identified under the name of Ellen Dorset, who is a cousin. I don't know that that matters. If he sold the books, he sold the books. Plaintiff Alfred Morgan asserts that bulk purchases artificially inflate the sales figures and therefore No, it doesn't. If they're selling the books, they're selling. Think of it this way: if your goal was to sell a book, here, I'll put it in the easier terms. If I put out a song, a label says, "Hey, we need you to get 2,000 streams," and one person watches this song 200,000 times on different accounts, it's the same thing for the label. It doesn't matter if it was one person or not. This is why botting is so popular. So, same thing with the book. It doesn't matter if one person bought 200,000 copies of the book or not. The book sold. Therefore, the sales guarantee cannot be considered fulfilled, the plaintiff requesting that the payment be made. Ellen Dorset will be heard as a witness in this case. Okay. What we got here? But that's only 340 books. You mean to tell me that this dude's wife, or I'm sorry, cousin, can't buy 340 books? He still sold 19. Hold on, how many? Let me look. How many books did they say he sold? So he would have been off by, assuming that was the case, which you should have had in writing, which you did not, that still would be only like 30 books under the sales, but okay. Let's see what they have to say. Mr. Morgan, the sales figures appear to have exceeded 20,000. There was no clause in the contract preventing close relatives from purchasing books, correct? That is correct. However, if Ellen had not made this bulk purchase, they would not have reached the targeted sales figure. This clearly constitutes an abuse of contract. No, it doesn't. I don't care if she bought those books on the last second. You look like you knock on the fridge before opening it? What does that mean? That is correct. Yeah, no, Miss Ellen, did your cousin ask you to make this purchase? No, Your Honor. Michael only informed me that his book had been published and I purchased a large number to support my cousin. Exactly. That's exactly what I would expect. Yeah. It was decided no payment would be made since the contract was not breached. You gotta put that in the contract, buddy. You can't just come in and be like, oh, they did it. Why y'all don't like me, man? What did I do? Yeah, I'm gonna end up getting assassinated, bro. Alright. We're gonna go for one more run, chat. Okay. Which one should I put money on? I'm gonna do 100. Which one should I put money on? For some reason, Banana is calling my name. Should we do any other ones, chat? You know what? Let's do watermelon as well. Come on, man. I can't do that one, man. I'm gonna lose all of my money. I can at least control this one a little bit. Perfect. Yes, sir. Okay. Odds are that we won't hit again. Nope, maybe. Okay, I'll take an extra 100. Okay, so let's do 150. take a card. Stay. What? It said 25. I swear to God it said 25. That's all good though. We knew that was gonna happen. Now we do the 5 hundo. Give me a card. 18 is a good number. Let's go. That helps significantly. That's okay, we lost 50 bucks. Okay, now we go back up. I'm gonna stay at 16. 2 aces? Are you kidding me? Okay, here we go. This is the big one. Perfect. Perfect. Let's go. That went as good as possible. I'm not gonna lie. R will get my sanity up, right? Let's do... And then we'll do a whiskey. Oh, that does minus? I thought that added. What was the point of that? Okay. Alright, we're gonna do one more day, chat. I don't want to stereotype, man, but please tell me you're not in here for something related to the cartel. If Valentine Korchev receives any punishment, you will bear the consequences. Do you want your family to be the ones who die in the next traffic accident? Let me request a special guard here. I'm gonna take a bribe as well, man. Okay, you can't do that. Well, at least we got our assassination down. I'd rather be in jail than dead. Depending on how long I get. But, you know, I'm a judge. I'm pretty sure I can work it out. There we go. Alright, here we go. Assassination. High treason. So he is a citizen. Kate Coleman who held a senior position at a defensive industry company called Hyde Tech, was involved in an accident when a truck hit her car from behind while she was heading to work. At first glance, it seemed like a simple traffic accident, but the teams arriving at the scene found that the situation was much more complicated. Okay. The crowbar found in the vehicle, the disappearance of the truck driver, and the loss of the bag with access to classified information, and the vehicle having completely changed the direction of the investigation. The autopsy revealed that Kate Coleman was not killed by the impact of the collision, but the blow from the crowbar. Okay. Or an object that resembled a crowbar. After determining that the person driving the truck was Valentine Korchev, the police followed him for months, and the individual was arrested at the hotel he was staying at. I am innocent. I was at the hotel to clear my mind a bit. I have no connection to this incident. I panicked during the incident and left the crime scene. I didn't even look at what happened to the other party. I'm not someone who would harm anyone. Okay. Crowbar. Okay. 2121355. 2121355. So your fingerprints match the crowbar, buddy. And messages between strangers on the person's phone. What's the situation? I have the bag now. How much do you offer? 50 million. Hey, where'd y'all take that bag at? I need the bag for evidence. I need to see the bag so that way I can determine whether or not, our defendant here is guilty or not. Wait. We don't have that bag? Okay. Why was there a crowbar on your vehicle? Your Honor, sometimes it's necessary to open goods inside the truck. So why was the bag that was supposed to be in the vehicle found in your hotel room? I found that bag on the road. It must have been thrown out due to the impact. I took it with me thinking I might return it to its owner. It could have been stolen after all. What about the text messages, buddy? I'm not going to ask him about those? Okay, well, guess what? You're being executed, bud. Think about that next time. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Balance $0. Oh my god, my car payment and the credit debt. Oh my god. Okay, it's all good. We're managing it. We're at week 8. That's gonna be it for this episode, chat, man. If you guys want to see more, make sure you guys follow. I want to list off a couple of the games I got coming for you guys. And then I want to talk about something that I was gonna do. Obviously, we got our Minecraft Hardcore series. I got to get back into our Hitman series. I want to finish Silent Hill F and eventually Silent Hill 2 Remake. I'm going to restart Quarantine Zone, but I'm going to play in like the free run mode, not the story mode. And then we're going to try to beat Scrutinized, and we're going to try to probably play some more Contraband at some point. I did have a couple different things that I was thinking about doing, like, basically like challenge type things, like, going to like a 7 days to die and try to clear every point of interest in a city or something without dying, or, you know, just something like that. I feel like that could be a really fun kind of thing. But I wanted to talk about that kind of stuff a little bit. If you guys want to hop in Discord with me, man, throw some ideas around. We could definitely try to get some stuff rolling. But that's going to be it for this stream, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys for coming to Red's World. Stay tuned for more to come soon, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.